Welcome on and all to this 9th episode of D&D Series 4 with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today I remembered some things we need to do that we didn't do. And in fact, there's some other things as well. For example, if we save a list, why can we save an empty list? That's no bueno. If we load a list and we save the list, why does it not remember the name? That's no bueno as well. And also we can't remove any of these, which we may want to be able to do. For example, I don't recall a single one time in my life where we bought pong grenades. Right?
We did once.
Oh wow, that's epic. So it'd be good to be able to hide something like this.
But I doubt we've ever bought papayas. Dried, yes. Papayas on their own, no.
Do you know one thing we could do? Here's what we could do. We could have a tiny button beside it that says that has the icon of an eye, okay, and visible and invisible, and you click it and it becomes invisible, and then up here there would be a button that would have something like show invisible, show hidden. Maybe the same would go for categories. What'd you say?
I say good.
Good. All right, let's do that. So we're going to have to create a new prefab that will include 2 buttons. And it needs to have a horizontal layout group. And we need a button that has an icon on it. That's not nice. All of our buttons are just text. What's the cheapest way to solve this?
Right, just remove see invisible or make visible, and
we don't have the room. We don't have the room for that. So, not really. I reckon the best solution is to create a atlas of icons that we can use in the text. That's the best solution. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. We are going to go to GIMP. So open GIMP. There it is. GIMP. And we are going to go to Google, which I don't use frequently, but there you go. I want you to type... Oh, wait. Maybe you don't need to. I think there's icons that you can download for free. I want you to look for visible. Ah! See, that's bueno. So we've got a eye that's crossed out, meaning invisible, and an eye that isn't crossed out, meaning visible. There's one little problem. I don't see any coupled icons, which is a bit annoying. So I don't see... For example, this one's crossed, right? But where is its pair that isn't crossed? So we're going to have to build it, I think. Let's see. I think this one is fairly clear over here. So we're going to copy. We probably can't...
download and copy?
Yeah, but then you need to... Do you need to log in? Yeah, I thought so. What a pain. I haven't created a login yet, yeah, that's annoying. Background color transparent, background color white. Hit Alt, print screen. Hold Alt, and then press this key.
Which one?
Print screen.
Oh.
Yes. Pasta. Ta-da! Image. Crop to selection. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this image. No, rather we're gonna say colors, color to alpha, white, boop, image, auto crop, image, canvas size. We're gonna go. Let's reduce the size first. Image scale image 256 scale. Then image. Oh, interesting. It's kind of half transparent. Hit copy paste really quick. Just copy paste right away. Oh, undo. I said copy first. Copy paste. Paste. There. Now that transparency seems to have gone. So image Canvas size. We're gonna now put 256 over here. We'll go with powers of 2. Resize. Hit I. And now we're going to go view, show grid, view, snap to grid, view, snap to canvas edges, image, configure grid. And we're gonna say a grid of 32. That's too small. Let's do a grid of 128. That's too big. 64. With a color red. Okay, there it is. Now hit Control X to cut, Control V to pasta, and we're gonna put it bang on in the middle, just like that. Seems no undo. It's too far off.
Wait,
Undo again. Control Z.
Z.
Encore again. Okay, there you go. So that's looking correct now. All right, and now what we're gonna do is we're going to say image, canvas size, and we're gonna add 1. Right. Now we're going to copy this eye, and we're gonna pasta it. Not yet. Now pasta it. Okay, that's good. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of strike it through. Right. So we are going to grab this, grab the most. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. And now I want you to view, image, configure grid. Let's go down to 32. Here, hold shift, release. Oh, my bad, undo. Hold again. Now release. Okay, is this clear?
Maybe we should put another line to make it clearer.
Maybe undo real quick and undo again. Here's what I think we'll do. You'll see. Hold shift again. Release it. Okay. And now copy. Pasta. Cut. Past. Oh wait, undo. I think you cut before. So I need you to pay attention at these shortcuts, alright? Because this is annoying. Copy. Pasta. Thanks. Alright, now cut. Pasta. Let's do it here. And pasta again. That's probably fine. Colors, invert. Put this on top. Okay. Yeah, we may then modify this a bit, but it seems fine to me, generally speaking. So hit Control W. Sorry, not Control W, just W. My bad. And now W again. Colors, color to alpha, white. That's not too bad. And now we're gonna do this. Hold the shift. You don't even need to know. Don't. Okay. And now press the delete key. And now we're gonna do this. Press the delete key. Perfect. Okay. What do you think? This is clear enough in your opinion?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do colors invert. And we're also gonna do colors invert. Now, there's a thing we need to do before we do any of this, and that is we need to make these eyes a bit smaller.
Oh.
Yeah. So, we're going to do this, and we're actually going to insert a number. Let's try 220. Oh, cancel. Let's do it on both. Oh, bummer. 220. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but whatever. We're going to put this here in the middle. And now for this one, select the color. Actually, no. Let's select the entire quadrant. That's what we did. And now we're going to go to 20. And there we go. Put it bang on in the middle. Now hit W. And now hit U. Colors invert. Put it down here. Filters. Blur. Gaussian blur. 5. Copy pasta many times. So copy one time and then pasta. Nope. Stop pressing V. Control Z. Control C. If I say copy, it's C. Now pasta. More. More, more, more. Keep going. Keep doing it. Keep going. Enough. So basically now we have an outline. on our icon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the icon is a bit big. Let's see if we can scale it down a little bit without losing too much. So I'm going to go down to 128. So it's a bit more pixely now.
Whoa.
Let's go down. I mean, frankly, even if it stays big, it's not a big deal, but it is a gigantic image and it just doesn't make any sense that it would be this large. Not canvas size, you potato. That's my bad. 56. All right, here we go. That looks pretty good, I think. So go Control-Shift-E. Oh, and now we're gonna have a problem. Sprites, UI, create. Actually, we're gonna go to Text Mesh Pro. Do you know what? Save this first. Control S. And we're gonna go to sprites. Whoops. Sure. Let's do it here. And open. Where is it? Show and Explorer. That's the one. And inside sprites, copy this. Pasta. And now type icons. No, not necessarily. We may expand it. So put icons.xcf. Hello, Wolfman. We're doing teaching with Zoe here. Yeah. So we don't really answer many questions while we do this. Sorry. Because it goes on YouTube. Okay, so we got the icons. Now we can hit Control-Shift-E to export. And icons.png is perfect. Export. All right. Now we've got this here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this. We're going to go to Windows, Text Mesh Pro, Sprite Importer. Oh, we need a JSON. There should be a JSON here. Let's see if we can open this JSON in here. There. So this is the kind of thing we're going to have to do. It's really not that difficult, actually. But what we need to do is we need to copy this entire thing. All right. So what you want to do is you want to close this. You want to duplicate emoji 1 and icons with a capital I. Now we're going to open it. And what we need to keep is essentially exactly the same thing. Code up with texture pack area. We need to leave that alone, leave this alone, leave this alone. Size. This one's different. Ours has a width of 256 and a height of 128. We can leave this alone. This square bracket we must leave alone. But we got to start removing a bunch of these. All the way up to here. There, that's looking good. Save. And this we need to give them names. So you can call this one visible. And then invisible. Excuse me.
Invisible, I wrote invisible.
Invisible, are you Spanish? Yeah, invisible. Save. Okay, now it starts at x0. It starts at y0, that's top left, okay? It actually goes from top to bottom as opposed to bottom to top. That's something to keep in mind. 128, 128, that's correct. That's the sizes. Rotated false, trimmed false. Sprite source size is also correct. Source size is also correct. Pivot in the middle, perfect. And this is exactly the same, but it starts at x128. That's exactly correct. Everything else is exactly fine. Perfect. So this should work. We can now use this. We can close it.
What does JSON stand for?
JSON is a language-ish. It's a way to keep information.
Oh.
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
I don't know.
Oh.
Ask Mr. Jason.
Oh, okay.
That's a joke. A dad joke, in fact. A very poor one. But it's okay. I don't know. And I almost never use JSON other than for this. So we're going to give it JSON icons and icons over here. Create sprite asset. 2 sprites imported. Save sprite asset. Now, you would think we would save it here. No, we're gonna go to Text Mesh Pro, Resources, Sprite Assets, Icons. Now, you'll see that in Resources, Sprite Assets, Icons exists. And it does have a glyph table. Oh no, it's not set up yet. Or rather, it's set up, but I don't think it updates correctly because it's rubbish. So we're gonna go to File, Edit, Project Settings, and you'll see that these settings have Text Mesh Pro settings. And inside here, you see it's used as emoji 1. We're gonna change it to icons. Now we're gonna close it. And the glyph table ain't loading correctly. Why? List is empty. Have we done something wrong? I don't think so. All right, let's test something. So we're gonna take this text over here, one that says categories. I want you to type open of type bracket, basically. No.
Oh, of type bracket.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and I want you to type sprite equals 0.
Capital or not?
Lowercase. Sprite equals no spaces, equals 0. Close the bracket. There it is. Okay, so it's worked-ish. There, it's finally worked. So there's a few things. You see it's appearing in the wrong place, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add this, and then all of a sudden you see it'll pop in the right position. Now, we'll also increase the Y to about here. It's 110. And we're going to increase the SF, which is the size. So something like 1.5 seems pretty good. Maybe a bit big. Let's go with 1.4. Okay, and now lower it again. So it will appear like that. 90 seems pretty good. All right. Now you'll see that if we go back to the text and you copy this sprite, copy it, paste it, put the 1. So now it's effectively a piece of text. Now there is a small problem that I don't remember how to do. There's a way to tell this guy that it's tintable, but I don't know how. I forgot. That's annoying. I think is a property here. Let's go look. So there's a bit of an error here, I think, but it's fixed itself is my bet. Yes, thought so. All right, so let's take a look. Here, type Text Mesh Pro. Yeah. Mesh Pro. Tint. Sprite. Okay. There, we got a few. First you have to write a sprite atlas set as texture. Its type has to be set to sprite UI and sprite mode must be multiple. Okay, so that's what we're missing, so perhaps that was an error. So let's quickly go to, I've never done that though, I don't think. Well, anyway, multiple, and it's definitely 64, apply. In fact, it's 128, apply. Okay, so you can see that now stuff broke again. Let's immediately actually fix all of these things and remove physics as well. Sprite editor we're going to leave alone. I'm fairly sure that that doesn't need to be edited, but now we need to probably rebuild this. So we're going to create sprite asset, say sprite asset. Let's go again to where we were. So it was resources, sprite assets, icons, assets, yes. Okay, and now edit project settings. As you can see, it's a bit of a faff this every time you get it wrong, but it's okay. It doesn't take too long. And there they are back. Well, now we need to re-edit them. We got exactly the same errors, or perhaps a different one. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Let's go back to the sprite assets, icons. Apply. What do you mean apply? I'd already applied it before, you utter potato. Now maybe this made some changes. Let's try this again. Create sprite asset. Save sprite asset. This is good fun, isn't it? Resource, sprite asset, icon asset. Yes. Okay, now shut up. Edit. Project settings. Settings. Icons. Close. Yay. And we still get an error. I don't know why. I don't care. So put it back to 0. 90, 1.4. Okay, so we got that. And you can see it's pretty clever actually. It uses it as text. So you can put icons in your text. That's basically the learning. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find out how to tint them. Using sprite as a blah, 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 blah. Sprite list, blah, blah, blah. Rich text. You can use these names to identify sprites via rich text tags beside using their ID. The X, Y, W, H values of sprite. That's not useful. I know it's possible to tint. Hit Control F, tint. Tint. Nothing. Rubbish. Control F, sprite. There we go. Insert sprites. Sprite. You can use the sprite tag to insert a sprite. Sprite name, sprite index, sprite asset name, blah, 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 blah. Sprite 1, color. You can also use a specific color. But I'm almost sure you can't tint them. The color is annoying because we need to know what the color is. Do you understand? That's not good. I don't want the color like this. Should be a YouTube video with this. Type text mesh pro sprites. Pro sprites. Okay. There. So we're gonna need headphones here. Sorry, people on the internet, we have to research some things. Welcome to the world of real programming.
Users of the product, and it's available on the text mesh pro user form. So let's take a look at this new sprite.
You can hear a bit, no?
Mm-hmm.
So if you take a look on screen, as if they, so I'm gonna start with a new scene. Well, to add the sprite. So in the sprite asset, we have the cursor words. And you cancel
it's half transparent.
The same thing for this one here. And let's show one of the new tags that was also added in Text Mesh Pro. So if I select the text here, there's a new tag, alpha equal, that allows me to control the alpha.
Okay.
And the positioning was actually on
okay, that's good.
Determines how much. Now, how would we add more sprites into the safe mode? That way, won't override the existing.
Right, blah, blah, blah.
Changes on, in this demo scene, there's an extra little script called teletype here, and if I enter play mode,
yeah, it's gonna type over time, innit?
You're going to see how we're revealing the text one character at a time, including the sprite. Range yours to all registered the usability texture.
Oh, that's not it.
For this demo, if you have any questions or comments, please.
I am absolutely positive I have seen one. Text mesh price tag creation process. So this is 3 years ago. This is 5 years ago. Let's see this one. It's a bit more modern, this one. Okay, let's try this.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Is with assets.
Fascinating.
This is the default sprite asset. Well, what if you don't?
Sure.
As we
okay, I think this is the one. This is the video. I remember the icon.
And cover, but know that you. But if
So
I
I'm
was
just changing
to
the size. That's fine.
Sprite asset between the 128 by 1. So referencing the same texture location, we get to our heart's content cover that I was 0, which basically is the same thing, and make.
Okay.
Have the ability equal well, that guy's already.
He's coloring it indirectly, just the way I don't want.
Sprite space index equals 0 references the int equal 1.
Hey, do you see how they all tinted?
So this
I think it was alpha chain.
Wait.
If I was to go here, you can see that
there.
Neither of them.
We're gonna get the answer now.
And let's go back to the one that's here and say tint equal 1.
Oh, finally. There's your answer. Right here, tint equals 1. No spaces.
Oh yeah.
But there you go. Now it's black. And if I change the color, it's red. Took about a day and a half, but we finally got there. All right, so here are the sprites, and they're important for us to remember this particular syntax, and we'll take care of it. So you can save. Perfect. So we got these. So it took us a good half hour just to get here, but that's fine. That's fine. You got to learn things. So tint is how you do it. I told you it was tint. I just didn't remember where the command was and in what video, what documentation. Because unfortunately, let's just say the Text Mesh Pro is absolutely brilliant in my opinion, but I don't know what's going on between Unity and Bouchard, the developer. I don't know that they agree that much. So it's difficult. I think that support has stopped or something. I'm really not sure I understand what's happening from that front, but it's a shame because I really like Text Mesh Pro. I think Text Mesh Pro is unbelievable. So with all this said, let's now return to what we were doing. We were going to create a new prefab, okay? That's going to be a button on the left and then the ability to hide or show things on the right.
Okay.
Okay, so simple as that. We're going to create a nothing here actually. We're going to pull a button into the canvas. It has to be there. That's the only important thing. Let's give it a certain size just so we can see it. Not a position, potato, a size, so like 200 or something, and a height of 50. So that's approximately correct with what our buttons are, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an empty object. The size doesn't much matter, but let's give it a width of 300 and a height of 550, and that's fine. Position 0, 0 is okay. So let's give it the button. Call this one... let me think for a second. Call this one hideable button. No, hideable row, something like that. There. Hideable row. It's not a word, but that's okay. Row. Hit enter.
Oh, I thought it was.
I mean, it might be. Now, this one will need a horizontal layout group. I knew you knew that. Width and height. And there we go. So it will now fit. Now I want you to duplicate this button. And you see how it fits. Now we're going to give it some room in the spacing department. Say 10. 10 seems reasonable. Now what we're also going to do is we're going to modify these buttons. So this button you're going to call show hide. Capital H. Yeah. Hid. And this button you're going to call main. Now we're going to give both of these a layout element. This one is going to have a minimum width of 50. And this one is going to have a preferred width of 10,000. Now you see how fruit is getting all... That's okay. That's because this text is not going to read fruit. It's going to read and type sprite. Sprite equals, no spaces, remember, equals 0. Now space.
Oh, no. Oh.
Now space. Tint equals 1. Close the... Yeah. And there we go. So you see how it looks, right? Looks pretty good. Now, this text is a bit fatty. I'm wondering if we could squeeze it a bit. Now you can see that it's not optimal how our outline looks like. We're gonna try something, but this could fail. Filters, repeat Gaussian blur, copy, pasta. Again. Control S to save. Control E to export. And exactly as I thought.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So what we gotta do is we gotta go to Window. We gotta go to Text Mesh Pro. Sprite Importer. Feed icons. You gotta keep doing this every time you make changes to this asset. I'm telling you right now. It's fairly cheap though. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do. So you only do it the times in which you're actually happy with your situation. Trust me, we're never gonna touch this again for ages. So icons. And there it is. And guess what we gotta do now? We gotta
Fix
go.
it.
That's right. We gotta go and tell it 1, then tell it 0, tell it 95, tell it 1.4. There. And now it looks a bit more similar in terms of the outline, right? I mean, even though it's not exactly right, that's fine. Now for this text, font size, ooh, it's forcing it to 36, is it? We're gonna lower that a bit. We're gonna put it at 30 or something. There, I think that looks presentable, no? Okie doke. Now that's done. So the hideable row is now a it's interesting because the main is gonna get an option and like is going to get set up, and so we'll show hide. So we gotta kind of that's interesting. We'll see. Okay, so let's drag hideable row in our prefabs. That's the first thing to do for sure. Now we can delete it. Okay. Now what we need is in the app manager there is a button template, and that's just fine. We're gonna need something else as well. We're gonna need a hideable row template. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go to app manager. Oh, we're here already. And we're going to copy this, paste it here, and I think we can leave it private, so copy this, paste it here, and you go hideable row instead of button. Save. Okay, now we're going to be looking for this. Hit Control F, then copy this, and let's see. So list category buttons, add button template. All right, so list category buttons is going to be our first enemy. We need to change it from custom button. Actually, not really, because it's going to be fine, but perhaps the row itself should have a class. Do you know, I think that would probably be best. We should have a class for the row.
Okay.
It's a bit of a pain in the bum, but it's fine. I think it's going to be the best option. So hideable row, scripts, create hideable row with a capital H. Hideable row. And now we're going to wait for the compiler to be done. And now we're going to open it. And now we're going to delete it. And delete this. Save it. So, private custom button, main button, semicolon, copy, pasta, too far down, but okay. And this one is show hide button. That's sufficient to save. I don't think we need anything more than this. And here you want to wait. Let's go to our custom button. Find setup. Copy this entire thing for now. It's not gonna like it. Paste it. So here we go. Setup hideable row. Save. So it's going to need a button function space. That's correct for the main button. It's going to need a string ID for the main button. Item parent, probably, actually yes, we're gonna need that too. And for toggled, we're probably gonna need it as well. And what we need now is we need to have the ability to decide whether the button should or should not be visible. And that's going to be necessary. So you want another bool, copy this and paste it right here. And here you're gonna say underscore visible. Save. Because if it's not visible, we're going to have to, I suppose visible needs to be cut again and put here.
Why does it have to be put somewhere?
Because these are optional. You cannot have a single mandatory argument after optional arguments. All of the mandatory arguments need to happen first. The optional arguments, which are the ones that already have a value of some kind, go second. That's how it works.
Okay.
So, item parent, we don't have an item. Okay, interesting. So, there's a few things that our custom button has, which we need to worry about, and this item parent really won't work anymore. Why did we need it? Hit Control F. Aha, wait, it was an item of type item parent. I see. That's kind of wrong. We don't really want to remove the item this way anymore. But the little icon that points left, that needs the item parent. Interesting. Is item parent set up as null? Yes. So by default, it's always nothing. Okay, that's interesting. So we need to keep the item parent. It wouldn't be necessary in this occasion. So we're going to remove this. Save. Space. It's not necessary. We're going to remove this too. Save. ID, not necessary. Toggled, save. Sorta necessary. So create a private boolean visible without the underscore. Yeah. And so copy pasta equals underscore visible semicolon. Not toggled. This doesn't matter to us. Image doesn't matter. Text doesn't matter. Highlight state. No, because this gets passed over. Okay, so save all of this. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to find these. So copy main button, pasta it. Do you know what? Let's be lazy and make it serialized so we can just go and point to it. I mean here, tell you what, we're finding it here, I suppose. Let's go find it. Copy. We're still gonna be lazy, just in a different way. Paste. Copy main button, paste it here. So I think it's called button underscore main, if I recall correctly. With a capital B, fairly sure. Yep. And the get component is wrong. Why is it wrong?
Because this is a transform, not an image.
Is it a transform?
No, it's a custom button.
There you go. Save. So you're right, this is a transform. I agree with you on that. But this, the get component is you're picking up. Exactly. So copy this, paste, copy this, paste, button show hide, I think we called it.
Yeah.
So hide. That's very different. Are you showing hides?
No.
Do you know what a hide is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a butt.
Eh?
Right?
No.
Oh, sorry.
A hide is a butt. No. No, your hiney is a butt.
Oh. Sorry,
but that's
okay.
a term just for children. No, a hide is the skin of a certain animal.
Oh, I thought it was like
that's
the
when,
hair
for
of the
example,
horse or something.
I may get angry at home and I may say, I'm going to tan your hide. It means I'm going to beat the living bejesus out of you.
Oh.
Yes. To tan a hide. Yeah, hide is the skin, basically. Save. Save again, because you didn't save. All right. I don't know what you pressed, but you didn't save. So main button, show hide button. Right, that's all correct. Now what we're gonna do is we actually gotta go and set up these buttons the same way as we would have done normally, except there's a new concept we're going to have to introduce, and that concept is inside visible. If something is visible, we don't want it to be interactive. So if you click it, nothing should happen. Right? So here you got on pointer enter, so for highlights and that sort of stuff. Okay? That should simply not happen. Let's see. We are going to add bool underscore visible equals true. Yeah, save. Now let's create a new, copy this one. Let's leave it public. I'm not really sure whether we need it or not, but that's okay. So put visible. Now you can copy this. Pasta equals pasta, semicolon. Well, you're going to fix that. No, vice versa, potato.
What difference does it make?
What do you mean, what difference does it make? Oh, I'll tell you exactly what the problem is here. You and many other people have this issue, correctly by the way, that you think that equals means something. C# has this problem. Equals doesn't mean equals.
Oh.
What does equals mean?
It's equal to, right?
Right, but that's assignment.
Oh.
Yeah. So the thing on the left is going to become the thing on the right. That's what equals does.
Okay.
Okay? Take math, for example. If I say 2 equals 4 divided by 2, is that a true statement?
Yes.
Right. Now, I could say 4 divided by 2 equals 2, right?
Yes.
It would still be
A
the
true
correct statement, right? Now, the problem is equals doesn't mean that in code, in C#. Most other code uses this.
To mean what this means?
Yeah, goes into sort of thing, right? Even though that's also a bit confusing in my opinion, but at any rate, because I think the clearest one would be this.
Yeah, because the arrow is pointing there, going to that one.
Yeah, so it comes from the right to the left, which is true. So what's happening here is the value of this goes here. If you reverse them, right, you're gonna get the value of underscore visible being changed to the value of visible, which will always default to false. So this serves no purpose. You want the one that you receive to feed the one that you already had. That's the point. It's sort of the equivalent of saying the kid eats the apple or the apple eats the kid. So slightly different connotation. You have a very evil apple in the second situation. Okay, so here you're gonna put if visible, close round, open squiggle. Okay. Now cut all of this and put it here. Isn't the tab key great? I like it. Save. Copy all of this. Close this. And pasta it here as well. And close it. Cool. Save. Control MO and then save. Yeah. All right. So I like this already, and every button is still going to work. So that's great. Now the step we need here is for the main button. So copy this. Pasta dot setup. There it is. Hit tab. Open round. So you're gonna feed it space with the underscore. So again, underscore space. There it is. Comma. Underscore ID. Comma. Underscore. No, visible will come later. Item parent. Yeah, so item parent. No, with the underscore. They're all underscores, I think, except visible. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, visible is utterly pointless. We don't need it here. Item parent, comma, forestoggled. It's got an underscore, but that's okay. Found it. Comma, and visible, underscore visible. There it is. Close round. Semicolon. So this looks very stupid because we're essentially taking all of the information we get here and giving it all to the button. Right? But there's a new button. And that's where the difference comes into play. So you copy all of this, paste it, copy this, paste it, save. Now, Let me think for a moment. Force toggled doesn't matter to us. We'll remove that. Visible will need. So you're gonna put underscore visible, copy, underscore visible. Now let's see if you understand. No, just paste. What does this mean? That should confuse the bejesus out of you.
Okay, so visible is not visible.
No, that colon doesn't mean it's not in this situation at all. Yeah.
Then what does it mean?
So when you put a colon and you're calling a certain method, you're sending a value to that specific optional variable. Well, to be frank, to that specific variable, whether it's optional or not, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So there's an optional variable that the button can receive called underscore visible.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sending it?
We're sending it visible.
No, you're sending it also underscore visible. But are they the same thing?
It doesn't seem like we changed them anywhere, so I
Well,
think
but
they are.
no, they're not the same thing. The underscore visible on the left of that column exists inside the button. The underscore visible inside after the colon is the one we receive inside the setup row.
So this one is here. The other one is in button in I think a custom button.
At the top. Right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're two different visibles, but they have the same name.
Correct. That's why I would confuse you. Right, so now the space is actually different. We can't use the space, we need a new space. And that space is going to be, I'd be tempted to say show hide, but I instead am going to make two spaces. The first one you're going to call show.
And the other hide.
Yeah. Now be more explicit, this is too vague. Show hideable row, right? And hide hideable row. Hide hideable row. No, hide hideable row.
Oh, hide.
Yeah, except this is not hideable, but hideable row. Yeah, and row, you're both. Copy this, paste, save. Show hideable road and hide hideable road. Brilliant. I like hide hideable road. It just flows off the tongue. So here you're gonna type. You're gonna copy visible. Actually, visible we don't need. That's a lie. Copy this visible. Delete this. Paste this. Question mark. So what does this mean? It means if it's visible, right? If it's going to be visible, the button is visible. What icon should you show?
You should show the show one.
Rubbish. It's visible.
No.
It's currently visible. What icon should
visible,
you show?
You should show the not visible one.
The hide one. That's right. So you were gonna say
hideable.
No, wait a moment. First hit tab and then dot and then
hideable row.
That's the one. And instead, if it's not visible,
and then you go button function show hideable row.
That's right. Hit tab. Now the ID, we do need it, and it's going to be the item. And item permanent. Oh. Excuse me, permanent. Item parent. That could be what we want instead of ID. I don't see why the ID would be important. Because it's just going to say fruit. I mean, who cares? We're not using it, but we do need it. So we're going to say ID colon, and then we're going to say that. And item parent is fine. I'm going to be explicit, though. Copy. Paste. Hey, the clearest syntax in the world. Save. So let's recap what happened. We created, effectively speaking, a middleman. So there is a hideable row that has a structure composed of two custom buttons. Mm-hmm. One custom button is your normal item or category. That's the typical one.
The other one is
the actual show hide little button. Mm-hmm. Okay. Whenever you show, so first we set up the button just as we would usually, except we've added a new variable called visible. And this variable is going to tell that button whether it should be interactive or not, effectively. Okay. We're also going to make a small other change, but you'll see it later. Well, actually, you'll see it soon. The second thing, however, is show hide button equals transform button show hide. So we find the second button, the one with the eye, right? And then we're going to tell it, if it's visible, then show me the hiding icon, and the function of this button is going to be to hide. If it's not visible, then show me the showable icon, and the function of this button is going to be to show. To show what? No ID. Normally we use the ID to put the text on that thing. In this particular case, we're not going to do it, so we need to remember. And what are we going to tell it? It needs to remember which item is its parent. That way you know that when you show or hide, you know which of these rows you're going to in fact affect. Makes more or less sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to custom button, because there's a few things we got to do. You see how change text goes and finds the text and is set text ID? That's a problem. It needs to depend on the type of button. It also, this one is a bit of a problem. Do you want to do a tertiary inside a tertiary? Sure. That's pretty scary. So here you have a tertiary operator.
Yes.
This is the question. This is the answer for true. This is the answer for false. You can nest them. So you could create another one inside of it.
And then another one's hide.
Copy visible. Paste it here. Space. Question mark. Now, we're going to simplify it for ourselves. We're going to put a bracket. If it's visible, we want this to happen. But if it's not visible, we want a new highlight state. Inactive. Save. Okay. Copy this. Paste it here. Inactive. Save. So what does this mean? It means if it's visible, check. If it's toggled, select it. Otherwise, unhovered. If it's not visible, then inactive.
Make it inactive, which means it will be hidden.
Just to give you an idea of how this would look like if you spelled it out. Alright? I want to show you the entire thing. If visible. Else. If toggled. Else. Then you would have why are you highlighting things here? I don't know. That's very annoying though. Every now and then it happens that this occurs and I don't know what. Oh, there you go. It's gone away now. So this is toggled. So select hovered. Unhovered. Inactive. So this is
that
one line. Okay? It's not particularly more efficient or anything.
Tertiary operators all the time then?
Because sometimes you need to do many more things in one if.
Oh.
Tertiaries are perfect when you only need to do one single individual thing in that if.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, many people hate tertiary operators because they're difficult to read. I feel them. Sometimes I have some stuff that is going to make your head spin with how many tertiary operators I have inside one another.
Oh.
When I'm doing, say, complicated strings, take, for example, when you're playing Thrust to Ship and you finish a level, I need to check loads of things. So I need to check, do you have the next level unlocked? Okay, then I needed the string that says next level down there displayed. Do you not have it unlocked? Okay, then I need the string that says the same thing but without the prompt for next level. What if you have lost and you have the next one unlocked? What if you have won and you have the next one unlocked? So I have all of these super crazy conditions all nesting into one another. It becomes a proper pain to read that code. In fact, I've done all sorts of stuff to try and make it as readable as possible. One thing I like to do is I put the condition, then I put the question mark, then I put this. You see there's a bracket? Awesome. Then I do, whoops, not that.
You don't put a chick.
I don't put a chick, and then I don't break other things. That's not ideal. Then I do this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this, go back, then this, then this, then this, and go back. So this, to me, is arguably readable, right? But I don't necessarily think that this is indeed readable. Now, the second thing we need to do is deal with this. So here you want to do a switch. SW tab tab. And you want to switch for space. Copy this. Pasta. Enter. So the only ones we're interested in is those two. The rest we're gonna leave on default. So cut this, paste, save. Now for these, actually we're gonna put another break here, my bad. Save. We're going to set the text to the correct sprite depending on whether it's show or hide. Wait a moment. Wait. Copy this. Paste. Alright. So hide hideable row, that means that this is the one that is to display the eye that's crossed out. Which sprite is that?
That's number 1.
Alright. So you want to type this, that sprite equals 1.
With no spaces.
Space tint equals 1. Close the quote. No, rather close the bracket first and then the quote. Yeah. Save.
And then the other one. There you go.
Copy this, paste it here, and put a 0 right here. Save. That's right. So that's what we want here. Is there anything else that's off that needs to be done? I do not think so. But the button highlight state inactive. This one will be important. Change highlight state, app manager button colors. There's a new one we need. We're gonna change the default value as well, by the way. So 5, and we're gonna go with a gray, like that. All right. And here we're going to type 5, and we're gonna say color.g. Check this out. What's the difference between gray and gray?
That one of them's Canadian.
Well,
the
British. Canadian is nothing, I'm afraid, but yes.
British, and the other one is American.
You're fine. You're displaying some kind of misplaced national pride, but yes, the other one's American. The Americans apparently think that gray has an A. They are obviously wrong. Gray comes with an E.
Is that the
Then notice
British
this
one?
English spelling for gray. It's just funny. I love it. I love it that it says English, not British. It's just English, and they are correct because it is English. I love it that it was so common for people to get this wrong that they created 2 shortcuts. It's funny because in the end of the day you wrote color without the U, so it's just silly.
But wait, what happens if you do put the U? Is there a shortcut?
No, because
Well,
that would be a different struct.
That would be color.
No, it would be color, right? Color, but this struct doesn't exist.
Oh.
What do you mean it's color? That's how you spell color. Color. So notice when I say color, right? The second thing doesn't sound like an O. Color.
Yeah.
It's a different letter. Okay. That's because people who speak English from England sound drastically different. That's an important change.
I think it's called a schwa or something.
No, the schwa is an
Oh.
rather.
Oh.
Like
British.
There you go. Like that's a schwa, the one that ends at the end. Color. Well, I suppose. Yeah, it does sound like a schwa. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh well. At any rate, it's a different vowel. Whereas the Americans say color. Well, I mean, the fun part is that they say color. So they do say 2 different O's.
Color.
Right? They do say 2 different O's, but that's a mystery of the world. Phonetics in English. Don't even try. It's worse than French. They're totally random. This is a bead. However, I read the book, but I also read the book yesterday with exactly the same spelling. I don't even know. Just go away. So, yeah, just have to learn it by heart and accept it. At any rate, I like to spell it with an E. Bite me. But technically speaking, because we're doing everything with American spelling, because C# uses American spelling, I think
It would be more correct.
being
to
consistent
use gray.
with the American spelling is better. Yeah. Do you know how you spell cemetery in American?
I don't know how you spell it in English.
Cemetery.
Oh.
It is an A.
And separate. It's separate. You
What?
spell separate with A's instead of E's. It sounds separate.
What? What do you mean with these?
Separate. SEPER.
No,
Yeah.
nobody says separate, please.
Sep.
No,
you
that's a
you don't
Latin
say
word.
separate.
Separate.
Oh.
Separate. A.
It sounds,
Not
but it sounds
separate.
separate.
No, it doesn't say.
It's an
But that's because you're American. Because you're North American and you can't tell the difference between an A and an E.
Oh.
English is much purer than that. Separate. It's clearly an A. Separate. It's not separate, is it?
Yeah.
It definitely
Separate.
is, lady.
Okay.
What the heck? What? We were doing code. How did this happen? Anyway, so button colors, so we've just set the default value there. We're not even going to use it, but that's fine. So now the thing knows what to go find. All right, so the biggest change we got to do now is we have to go to the app manager and create a hidden hideable row template. Now hit Control F on this button template. Never you mind. I want you to copy hideable row. And in App Manager, I want you to paste it here and here. Save. Now it's gonna go, man, 700 errors. That's all good, no problem. So, copy hideable row. Basta. Hideable row. Type setup. Hideable row. All right, now we need to save. Now we need to check that the things are correct in the correct order. So we've got space, that's fine. ID, that's fine. Visible, not fine, but you can see that we put that colon, so that tells us that it's specific. So here we can put another specific and go visible, colon, and for now we're gonna say true, even though that's not optimal. Save. The reason why that's not optimal is we are going to have to save in the database whether an item is visible or not.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a pain.
Oh.
Yes. But we'll figure it out later. Ow, my eye hurts.
Oh.
Yes. We're using something to separate the note from the item, aren't we? I think we're going to use the note separator for visibility. Probably. I don't know. Let's see. We may have yet another separator, but it's worrying to use that many because it really leaves users with a lot less liberty to use stuff.
Oh.
So that's a worry. Anyway, so there you go. We've set it up and it's going to do itself for the hideable row. Now set category, etc. So that's good. Cannot implicitly convert. Aha. This is a hideable row. Copy this. Basta. Save. Hit Control R twice. And rename it to category hideable rows. Rows. Alright, that should help a bit. Now, down here, dot ID. Aha. We need these buttons to be public. At least the first one, so hit public. Publics. Save. Okay. Now, in the app manager here, you're gonna say dot main button dot ID. Copy this, paste, and paste. Save. Okay.
Next.
I don't even know what that does, but I don't care. Now here we're creating the items. They have exactly the same problem. So it would be the hideable button, hideable row template, and hideable row. And setup. Just type set. There it is.
Hideable row.
Yeah, we still need to check now what the situation is. So we got item, and then current category set to string ID, but we're missing visible. And again, we're gonna put visible and visible true. Yeah, just put a space here. Save. Okay, and this one's wrong. Hit Control R twice. Type hideable rows. You forgot hideable.
Hideable.
You can type it there too. You're everywhere. You're everywhere, man. hit enter. Okay. And copy hideable row. And paste. Save. Okay, so this should actually already work. Ish. I don't know how bad this is gonna look, but we'll test. Ah, crash. We forgot to assign the hideable row.
Ah. That's not a crash. That's a error. Error.
Well, the
An error.
game can't function at all, so...
Null reference.
Null ref. What are you unhappy with? List category hideable rows count -1. Category key blah blah blah. I'm sorry, what's your null ref? I am very confused here. I don't understand why this wouldn't work. So it's play, boink. So let's look here, zoom out. There it is. Fruit. Well, yeah, because it's crashed right after, but I don't understand why. I don't see any obvious reason. I don't think it ever passed to this. So it's not on the second button or anything. So it's the first button, it's being fed to the right thing, and then it needs to go set up the hideable row. Oh, I know why. Because we forgot to tell our prefab that it needs to have a hideable row because we're potatoes. That may make a bit of a difference. So that main button, you know what? We can hide it. Let's go hide it. Let's hide this public custom button. Save. There. It couldn't find the component. It wasn't there. Now it will. And that's nice. Alright, now it should work. Boink. So, we've got a problem. And the problem that we've got is that everything becomes like this because the preferred width of these guys is kind of forcing the parent to resize as well. Now you can see that we have all of these visible, invisible buttons, and that's pretty cool, I think. And how do we deal with it?
But it's saying that they're not visible while they are visible.
That's the point. They're telling you what you're going to
telling
do
you
when you click it.
press this guy and it will become invisible.
That's correct. Now, I'm thinking for a second because we're getting this issue over here in the beginning, right? And I mean, it's almost not an issue, but I really don't like it that it's squeezing this much. You see this tiny little button over there where it says add item or whatever, and it does suck a little bit. So let's take a look at why this is occurring. So you've got categories. It doesn't have a they don't have layout elements. The list does, but the rest don't.
That's a tiny little one down there.
That's what I told you. It's the entire column items is being squeezed.
Oh, yeah.
So layout
So,
element to both of them. Let's put a minimum width. Now, I don't know what the minimum width is, but let's go with 400. And then let's go to the list and change the minimum width to a preferred width of 10,000. Okay, and this should solve the problem. So now,
This is coming out.
Yeah, it's still squeezing it, eh? The heck? Why? So this is a minimum width of 400. Okay. Category title, minimum height, not particularly interested. It's not these. It's definitely the category buttons. The hideable row. Let's go to this one and start decreasing the preferred width. We are going to have to so 20 or something there. So now it's being squashed like this. I'm gonna delete the other hideable rows, and you see now all of a sudden it's behaving as it's supposed to. So I'm surprised by this. I didn't think that. See, I didn't think this should happen. That's weird. child for suspend control child size with. I don't like it. I think our only option will be to essentially find a suitable size, something like 300 or something. Yeah, so about here. So 300 seems to be right, based on our dimensions at the moment. So we're gonna literally go to the hideable road and tell this guy, hey man, 300, shush. I'm confused, but I didn't expect this. I'm sure if we research longer, we would find out, but I don't particularly care. So, fruit, limes, berries, kiwis, blueberries, blackberries, etc. Seems to be good. By the way, this gives us a great opportunity to have 2 columns, should we want to.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. For now, I'm not concerned. All right, so we've done all of this bit. Oh, look, this is interesting too. What's happening up there with the titles? Why? Hey, what in the flip? Why is this guy? Oh, does it has a layout element? Do you know this guy could be our culprit? At least to some extent. List title, clear, save button, etc. We'll leave those. I'm surprised it wants minimum width, but whatever. These two, we're going to completely remove the layout element. Yeah, so the reason is these would stay expanded before. Okay, it's still looking wrong. Why? I thought I removed that. What the?
It seems to be staying at the same size that when it first was.
But the category title's correct. Oh, I know. Okay, I think I finally understand what's happening here. Boop. I mean Alt and Shift. There we go. And now, so yeah, I don't think that preferred width did anything. Well, perhaps it did. I don't know. Anyway, now it's fine. We should have a button here that says Show Hidden or Hide Hidden, something like that. Right? And a button for the items as well that says show hidden or hide hidden or something like that. Do you know what? We're also going to add another thing. We're going to add the concept of a separator. So that's going to cause us a bit of pain, but nothing major. Right here, we're going to create a UI image. And we're going to put it right here. And we are going to give it a layout element. And we're going to give it a minimum width of 5, just like that. And we're going to give it a black color. Call it separator. Hit enter. Duplicate the separator. Leave it. Let's see. I mean, it's fine if it's a separate one. There. Now we got those 2 vertical lines that are clearly splitting where the buttons belong. So what we can do now is in the categories here where it says the title, we can have a layout group that's horizontal with the text being on the left, and then the button that says show or hide hidden or show hidden, whatever, right? Can be displayed. So it's already 1 hour 15 though, so I think we should probably stop here. No, let's at least finish this bit because otherwise we'll forget what we were doing. So items and category title, item title. So both of these we're gonna say horizontal layout group. We're gonna drag this up here. Well, we're gonna try, and we're gonna say boom and boom, and a spacing of 10, and that's just fine. Now, the 2 texts, we're actually going to flush them to the left, like so. And now they need a button. So, where are the buttons? They're here, but I think we have some buttons just lingering, whatever. We're going to take this button, put it in here. And we're going to duplicate this button. And we're going to put it in here. So now, it's going to be there. And we need to call it show hide with a capital H. Yeah, copy and basta. Alright, so both are called show hide and they're gonna have to be set up. So we're gonna need the app manager to know them. Copy these, copy this, paste it, and again. And this one is gonna be category show hide button, show hide button, button, and copy the entire thing, paste it, and call it item. Save. All right, now where are these set up? Hey, nice to have a method that makes sense. So copy this one, paste, copy all of this, paste, and we don't have that button. So here you're gonna copy both of these and paste, put a comma, and hit Shift Tab. Now this one is gonna be show all categories. No, hidden, sorry. Hidden categories. Yeah. Now copy this, paste it. Oh, careful, sure. Paste. Comma. Copy. Paste. Change this for item. And change this for item.
It would be hide showed categories because you wouldn't hide something that's already hidden, right?
Suppose, yeah, if that's what you want to. Yeah, it's fine. I agree. So hide. No. Because you're showing the categories that you normally wouldn't be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all of the grayed out ones, which
Yeah.
you then can turn on if you want to. Or you're hiding the ones that you normally wouldn't be able to see.
Okay.
You don't understand?
So
You're always showing or hiding hidden stuff. Hidden from a systemic point of view, not hidden from view. Right? So when you press this particular button over here, you're going to see all of the grayed out categories. I mean, we can't do it today, we just don't have the time. But we, excuse me, but we could hide all of the dish soap, all of the breakfast stuff, for example. So the breakfast stuff wouldn't even appear as a category at all until you press the button show it. Then it would show it.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So button show hide. So the app manager now has two. It's category show hide and item show hide. By the way, this is not going to be that simple because when we hide a category, we're going to have to hide all of the items as well. It's not obvious at all, to me anyway, that that what needs to happen when you hide a category of which you have items that are already in the list. I think we should basically leave the list alone. So if you're working on a list and you add, say, pomegranate, and then you turn off pomegranate, right?
Mm-hmm.
As visible, it would leave it in the list. But you can still
Okay.
remove it from the list. But then you can't add it anymore because it's disappeared. You
Yeah.
have made that disappear. The goal of the design here is as follows. Oh, wait a moment, by the way. We need to actually... Yeah, so category show hide button. This is going to be category show hidden... No. Didn't ask you to press tab, did I? This. And here you're going to say show hidden categories. No, show hidden. Yes, show hidden. It's English. Hidden. No. Too long. Show hidden is plenty. Save. And copy this. Paste.
Since everything is capital, I
Copy.
think we might.
Yeah, we might do it. So, no. Did I ask you to paste?
No.
Then stop doing things. Show hidden items. So show hidden with a capital H, hold shift, alright, and hold shift. Save. So show hidden items, show hidden categories. At the moment they won't do anything, but that's okay. Let's see how this looks like. Alright, so we got that problem.
Show hidden.
Not particularly surprised. The reason for this is that neither of these have layout elements, which will have a minimum width of a certain amount. Let's do, I don't even know. Do these have a preferred width? And now we're putting it back. Lol, that's funny. Preferred width, 10,000, whatever. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've put it on the item title. There. And now I can add the component layer element, and now I can have preferred width of 10,000. I still don't understand why this is being caused, but whatever. And show height, we can now make them a bit bigger. Say this much. 250 is probably fine. And now this one, let's go back down to 1,000 instead of 10,000, even though it's not close. Like, it's too much. 10,000, but that's okay. Let's leave it there and see what happens.
You didn't save.
That's okay. Show hidden.
Mm-hmm.
These are being fattened up, which is a bit odd, but that's okay. I can live with that. So, oh, interesting. We can turn off categories altogether. I forgot that. Okay. So oranges, melons, limes, etc. And these buttons at the moment don't do anything, and that's okay. So show hidden, and then when we click them, we're gonna reset them up as hide hidden.
Okay.
Right. So hide hidden. Maybe we should change hidden for unused. We could also say invisible or visible or something like that. But I think unused is probably better. So these two buttons are annoying me, by the way. Their text is so ginormous. This is a problem I have very often in my own games. I don't really know how to size text properly in such a way that it doesn't seem to be ridiculously large. See, these have smaller text.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, how much smaller? Let's try to be consistent here. So list title, clear button, text. It's 28.
28. You got it perfect.
Yeah. Quality. You're repetitive like me. That's what can happen. So yeah, I think not show hidden. I don't like that. So let's go with show invisible. And copy this and paste it here. Save. So let's see what we get. We may even change the color of this to yellow. Show invisible.
Oh, I already have yellow. Let's do blue.
Blue, you don't need to have a different color all the time. It's just a matter of making it clear that it's a special option. Right? So I want the whites to just be sort of generic options, and then these to be different. Right? So you've got green is generally speaking something positive, like addition, etc. Mm-hmm. And clear list is dangerous, therefore red load list is semi-dangerous because you're going to lose what you currently have, assuming you have something. So show invisible, I think white, technically speaking, would be its color. Maybe some kind of light yellow, I don't know. Green in the end of the day I don't think would be a problem. It's not a risky move, right? So there. Show invisible, and then next time what we're going to do is we're going to actually
make these work.
That's right, which is quite a lot of interesting stuff. I think that's going to be the goal for next time.
Okay.
Show invisible, which by default, by the way, this will mean that the invisible ones will be hidden, right? This means that when we go through the list, suppose that onions is invisible. Well, again, onions not a good example. Radish is a great example. We never take radish. Right? So we would have this one grayed out, but not just physically grayed out, completely not in the list. It just would not be in the list until you click show invisible. Then it would appear in the list with a little icon that says to turn it on, and it will look grayed out. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for watching for today. And
We'll see you
we're gonna
again.
load the
next
usual
time.
list. And yeah, we'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye.